All right, welcome back. Smoke and Mirrors, episode 107.
Mm,
We're here because we have scoured the web for all that movie news. Not just any of it or some of it, it's fucking all of it, champion. That's what
mm.
we got. But firstly, how we living there, big dogs? We good?
Pretty good for a Sunday.
I know. Fucking, I was dreading it because I got to go in tomorrow, and I was like, fuck, it's an
It's
early
off.
9. Yeah.
Mm.
How you living there, Bobby? You good?
Yeah, man. Bobby's good. Bobby Digital.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, man. I was on a busy old weekend there, but quite good. Quite good.
It's always a good time. I spent a bit of time in the fucking sun today at the cookout there with the family. It was
Mm.
fucking nice. It was in the
Big.
sun. I was feeling mad exhausted after being in that sun, but cold as a motherfucker. I should have brought a jumper or something.
You was right by the bay too.
Yeah.
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 That bay will get you. Those
Mm.
bay winds.
just,
Bay.
I just see Michael Bay fighting. The Bay
More
winds are
fury.
present. It's those big explosions. But
I'm going to sound like this.
so moving into our news, so we had Mike Flanagan speaking. So we had some reporters come through because he's doing all of his press for the Midnight Club now, right? And then one of the boys at IGN came through and was like, what do you think about the Dark Tower? Because Flanagan's always spoken about Dark Tower being like his dream project from the old King adaptations there. And he was like, I would love to do the Dark Tower and it would start up perfectly exactly how I see it, is just it would start in black and it would just have the lines from the book starting it. And then it would go into like Lawrence of the Arabia-esque type opening with the desert and Roland Deshawn like rolling through that desert as well, looking for the man in black after he flees. And he was like, the only way you can you can't turn it into like a Lord of the Rings epic or anything like that, even though it's like a multi-book series. You just have to stick true to the books though, and that's how you do that perfectly.
That's right. It's funny that the best solution, the most logical solution, is the simplest.
Yeah.
Use the source material.
Always.
Oh, what? Not create your own story, an amalgamation of all the other 6 books that came before. Nah.
Damn it.
Jump in the middle there.
Mm.
Should have known this from the start.
The plan is also it sounds like a series.
Yeah.
It's not to make a movie and then have it continue in a series to make another movie. Like, that's wild. That was always wild to me.
Mm.
Yeah. That always made me worry because I was
Yeah.
like, the quality of the show would never ever meet the quality of the movie. The stars, it's not like fucking Idris and McConaughey were going to be like, all right, let's go do this, CW version of it.
It was going to be HBO. So it'd be there. The quality would be there, but it just wouldn't be like.
I don't
It
think
wouldn't be like it wouldn't have been like Lord of the Rings was this year.
yeah. I
They
was
wouldn't
thinking
have said, "Hey, we'll give you $200 million to make the series now as well."
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, there's no way they're going to guarantee a number of seasons locked in straight away and like, here's your $1.2 billion for the day.
Anyway, hopefully that happens for the old Flanagan.
Yeah.
Part of the old Flaniverse.
Oh God, they need to put verses to bed. That's what they
Badly.
need to do.
Also, Age
100%.
of.
God, so dumb. All right, so James Gray. Last week we told you guys about how the studios really fucked with him on Ad Astra. This week he's talking about the new film that he wants to start sort of helming. Right, so it's going to be the Young Adventures of JFK. It's like James Bond Jr., but different. This will chronicle the sort of younger years of JFK, him sort of joining the army and all that sort of stuff, navy, sorry, joining the navy and all that sort of stuff, and becoming I think it was an admiral or a captain, really high rank in the army, and then keeping his men alive for that week or something that they were shot down dead in the water by torpedoes with in the World War II. So
Mm.
it sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I can
What?
see
There you go.
him getting pit.
Yeah. Pitt kind of has a JFK about him in the face.
In the face, and he can do the accent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pitt would nail the accent.
Yeah.
What I like is that while they kind of they're showing you the spectacle, right?
Mm.
Like they kind of detail the spectacle, but that inner journey, like character piece, is
Mm.
the getting that validation and love from his father, because he was extremely unremarkable. There was nothing special about this guy.
Mm.
So it's that sort of inner drive to fuck you. I'm gonna attain these things.
Yeah, but JFK's father was like, he was a big figure, my friend. Like JFK's father did deals with the mafia. Like that's how big JFK's father was. Like he wasn't playing. That's why the mafia got so angry at JFK back in the day. Because of that whole
Mm.
Cuba thing, and they were going to go set up in Cuba and all that. What you see in The Godfather is real. They were going to do that, but because of the whole embargo that the US set up, he fucked them over. They could have been billionaires over there.
Yeah.
Now, that's why they hate him so much, because they campaigned for him. They basically did the what's his face to get him in there. The gangs of New York. You'd have dead people voting for you and everything. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this would be really, really interesting, man. Especially with JFK. Like JFK was like the first sort of president to sort of preach that whole equality thing across the board. His brother came through and did a lot of that as well before he died as well. It's kind of a pattern emerging, you know what I mean, America.
Yeah. As soon as you
But yeah,
speak up.
this would be really good. James Gray would execute this well as well.
Yeah. I was gonna say with Ad Astra, with Lost City of Z, like there's a spectacle, but there's like he focuses on the character to really sort of like bring you in. And that apparently that Armageddon Time is fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like emotional as fuck, brilliant performances, just knocking people out in the cinema.
Yeah, we get down.
Yeah.
Always have a place for what's his face, James Gray.
Yeah. Yep.
It'd be cool if what's his face if it was like Ad Astra though, where his father is sort of like that character.
Yeah.
And him trying to live up to that'd be cool.
I'm quite sure James Gray's got a bit of that in his past as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
He draws on that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I hope so too. So bringing in the old Halloween season, there was our first look at the Pale Blue Eye. It's the Christian Bale, Harry Melling, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah. Who was in Harry Potter, who was in that movie with Tom Holland and Batman, Pattinson.
We just said it, didn't we? No, the Rescue Down. What's it called? Rescue Dawn?
No, it was like Only God Forgives or something like that.
Not Rescue Dawn, the one where the Vietnam vets, because they're all in there, I think.
Devil All the Time?
Devil All the Time.
Devil
That's
All
the
the Time.
one. Rescue Dawn was
Oh,
the
it
Bale
wasn't
one.
Bale. When you said Batman and Pattinson, I was like, oh, okay, so it's the Bale and Pattinson one, which would be Rescue Dawn.
Yeah. That was Devil All the Time. So Pale Blue Eye tells the story of this detective who's investigating these murders that have occurred at the West Point Military Academy, and with him is a young recruit going by the name of Edgar Allan Poe. who's helping with the investigation. Um, this is Scott Cooper directing, who also did Antlers,
Mm,
Yep.
which was actually, I really enjoyed
I,
Antlers,
I like that movie.
which was the Wendigo one.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm liking the tone of this. I'm hoping it's a lot more Antlers than it is the Raven, which is complete dog shit. If you've listened to the pod, we've trashed it numerous times.
It's quite
Every
the one to
year.
steal on.
Every year we find a way to shit on the Raven.
Yeah.
But this one drops January
just feel
6th
that
on
quality.
Netflix.
Is it Bale's first Netflix outing?
Maybe.
I think so.
Think so too. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, but they're gonna have some select screenings happening
They
before
have
that
to.
as well.
I have to. So it can be up for Oscar contention. You have to.
Yeah, yeah. You'd kind of want Bale in that purview there, but he's got like Amsterdam. He's got a few.
Amsterdam's not happening this year. The bomb too bad.
You know those bombs, because they're
Ten-
early on in the
10 to-
season. They can sometimes do a little bit of a run there.
They tend to make all the awards anyways.
Fucking Nomadland made fuck all. I'll never let this go. But I got all the praise and all the awards.
True.
But yeah, I'm excited for it, man. The tone looks like it's there. It's set in winter. It looks solid. But I'm almost
Yeah.
thinking that it's gonna be Bale at the end of it. That's the killer and doing his shit. But we'll see.
It was my pale blue eye.
Over, pause.
See
I'm
the
a
title.
purple-headed warrior.
See the title card change to pale brown eye.
Because it's cold, it'd be blue, you know.
Jesus.
Pause.
Oh shit. But moving on. So obviously we've gotten all the news about spoilers for anyone, the Henry Cavill fucking cameo in Black Adam. Also the news moving forward from that Henry Cavill is going to reprise the role of Superman moving forward too. So Liam Hemsworth will now reprise the role, not reprise, but take over from Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia, starting from The Witcher season 4. Fuck, there was a lot going through my head when I was reading this article.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was like, what in the April Fool's Day fuckery is this?
Yeah. I was going
I
through. I was,
also thought it was an April. And then find out we're damn near in November.
yeah. They were just 6 months too late. Fucking whoever the fuck was running Witcher just hadn't had a coma for 6 months. But fucking, this is the wildest shit. Not all the wildest shit, but fucking, I don't see Liam Hemsworth even fucking stepping up to the plate for this, even matching that same energy that fucking Cavill gave. If it was me, I would have cut this show right off from season 3. Would have been no more Witcher. I would have just carried on with other stories within the Witcher universe instead.
Maybe the anime or Blood Oranges.
Blood Oranges.
I don't know. For me, it loses a lot of faith.
Yeah.
To be honest, I doubted that Cavill could kill it as Geralt, just because, to me, he didn't do too much R-rated fare. He wasn't sort of in that fantasy realm for too long, so I didn't know that he could bring it.
I don't know. For me, I knew physically Cavill could do it because of his work on Immortals and shit like that. But then it was just can he nail the fucking the Geralt of Rivia pose and the brooding and the voice and all that shit? And he did it well for me. But admittedly, that first fucking look of Cavill as Geralt was a bit fucking scary.
Yeah.
That hair was too clean.
Because it wasn't in motion.
Yeah.
But it was also it was really, really straight.
Yeah.
It was legit like a brand spanking new wig out of the box.
It
Like,
was like Eamon's hair.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really was. Yeah, I'm not too keen on Liam
No.
Hemsworth taking this on. I wouldn't even like to see Chris in the role. To me, Cavill just owns the role, not because of his acting ability, but because of the presence that he kind of brings to it. He
Mm.
knows when not to talk. Like he can get a lot off with a look,
Mm.
as
Yeah.
opposed to talking his way through the situation. And like, physically he's imposing. You believe him
He
in that
is.
role. Whereas we've seen a lot of Chris Hemsworth training with Liam. You know what I mean? So he
Yeah.
must have known for a little while that he was going to step into these shoes. And what does that then mean? But
Yeah.
I'm excited for him. Like, can you imagine getting that opportunity to play like a big role like this?
An
As if you
established
would say
character.
no. You wouldn't say no.
No,
True.
it's an established character with an established fan base. Like as if
Mm.
you're going to turn that down.
Yeah.
The smartest thing you could do. His film work is dwindling. He seems to do like DTV movies now. Like this is
Mm.
funny. But for him to get this, I think Liam's biggest hit was more than likely, besides the Hunger Games, after all that was what's his face, Expendables 2, and he was in there for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. I
Yes,
forgot
indeed.
Liam was in there. Shit.
Mm.
But yeah. He
He's
has
the
like.
catalyst.
Sorry, Doug.
He's the catalyst for the story.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. What do you call it? He does like have knowledge of The Witcher, like he's played the Witcher games and stuff like that, much like Cavill did. So I'm welcome to being surprised if he can pull it off. But at the same time, I just don't have a lot of faith right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Thank God.
almost think that's the gift and the curse, though.
Hmm.
Because like I'll go in there not expecting much, right? But there's also that little sliver of opportunity that he could just surprise the fuck out of us with like oh shit, things really took a turn in season 4 for the better. How did he run
To a
Just
bigger
going-
house. But
I
nah,
don't know.
yeah.
But
All
it
right.
could
Netflix
though.
needs to be the best in this one, like the
Same.
best.
Well,
Yeah.
the same thing happened with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I shit on Hugh Jackman for a long time. A long time. I shit on Heath Ledger for a long time. But then seeing the product, I was like, fuck, I'm all right with that, actually. It's not as bad as I thought. It's not bad at all.
We saw those characters, them playing those new characters for the first time. This is different. This is completely different.
Hmm.
This is like seeing James Bond change.
Fuck.
Yeah.
True.
Can you imagine going to the cinemas after watching Sean Connery kick ass for 3 movies, right? And then there's this weird Aussie guy that's
Mm.
playing Bond now.
But we
That's
did
what
that.
this will be.
We did do that with Brosnan because we
Yeah.
fucking loved Brosnan, and then went into Craig, and we it's the same energy too.
Mm.
Because we were like, "Fuck this cunt! He can't even drive manual." Motherfucker, I can't drive manual. You know what I mean?
I don't know why that would be a prerequisite then. Stunt drivers, goddammit. Like, I don't think he's going to be driving the car.
No way.
Like, he's really doing the stunts. Like, he's not Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is driving the
Oh
man.
yeah, Tom Cruise drive everything. Yeah, they
don't
don't
know
drive
how much
stick as well.
I don't know how much driving Cruise did in what's his face, though? Days of Thunder.
Nah.
Like with the 4K that I just watched, you can see too much now.
Yeah.
You can see that him driving.
The
Yeah,
show
look,
is really
like, that's
behind the
not
curtains
Cruise,
type
man.
shit.
That guy's like, 20 kilos overweight. That is not good. The same thing happened when I watched Heat this week. Finished it off this week. There is a scene, you know, in Heat where they blow the hinges off the doors, and then what's his face comes through and attacks Henry Rollins.
Mm.
It's not Pacino that whole scene, and you can see it's not Pacino. And it's such a simple stunt. Like I don't get it. Like he could have done it. It's disgusting. It's like Pesci with long hair came through the door. I was like, "Who is this? This is not."
What
this is
the
not
fuck?
Pacino."
Fuck, it was bad. When you said that guy driving was fucking 20 kilos overweight, I just went straight to Days of Thunder Thighs.
It was true.
Oh, shit.
Man. Anyway, so the producers of Smile, the massive $200 million hit over there at Paramount, are actually starting to plan their new film, right? So it's going to stay as a horror picture. It seems like Paramount's trying to set up their own sort of who are they called? Lionsgate? Yeah. Sort of Lionsgate sort of studios and whatnot, right? So this one is called A Clown in a Cornfield, right? And it centers on this this Midwestern town that's dying, and there's this clown there called Frendo the Clown, who was supposedly like a really giant thing back in the day in this small town, and he sort of reemerges as like, you know, this killer clown. So the directors of Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, they're going to direct. So Eli Craig, and yeah, it sounds pretty cool, man.
Hmm.
I'm hoping that it's different. I'm hoping they don't stick to the it sort of tropes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why in the article was there a picture of it?
I don't know. It makes no sense. I
mean,
think it's an adaptation as well. They could have put a picture of the fucking book there.
That's right. I was just about to say that. More clown stories is fucking wild. Like we already have Terrifier as well.
Yeah.
Clown.
Did big things. Big things. Terrifier 2 did big things, my friend.
Really?
Yeah. It was the highest streamed thing. And it's not even fucking Halloween yet. Like it did good business.
That's wild.
So,
Wild. I've yet to watch the Terrifier movie, so if there's anyone out there that can qualify that shit, because this
Don't.
Terrifier 2 is 2.5 hours.
Wow.
there
This is
is
a big horror movie.
there's some rough shit in that fucking first Terrifier movie, dog.
Is it?
Rough shit. Yeah. You see a chick get hoisted up by her legs and get sawn in half, and you see that shit.
Oh, I saw that already in Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Yeah.
But it was a dude walking around on his hands. And
Shit was
yeah,
fucking.
Jason brings the hammer down, paws right between the legs. It's wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
But it's
How
like
far?
it's like over excessive gore. It's wild. It's crazy shit.
I'm not much for the gore.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was gonna
Me,
say.
I'm not a gore hound, but you know, to each their own.
Yeah.
If it's 2.5 hours, so there should be a little story there. You can't have 2.5 hours of gore. People could die in the cinema.
Just their heart just. I was gonna say, I pulled up a picture of the cover for Clown in a Cornfield, and the tagline is literally just "The kids are not alright." But the cornfield is shaped into a clown's face. It looks fucking mad.
See? Could have just pulled that up there, Dark Horizons. Jesus, what are you doing, Garth? A scary clown? Pennywise. Mate.
And if you're
Yeah,
gonna
the
choose
same fucking
Pennywise,
universe.
you pick the Pennywise when he's out holding the fucking balloons when he's calling Ben.
No, for me, it'd be the what's. It wouldn't even be that Pennywise. It'd be the Tim Curry Pennywise.
Or
Yeah, that's the one.
Can we get a fucking what's his face? A graphic novel adaptation of the book?
Mate,
'Cause that'd
Ooh.
be fucking fire.
Yeah.
do it in stages and then have an absolute at the end of the run.
Yeah, mate.
What are you going to do about that scene, though?
Yeah, we cut. Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta cut that scene out.
yeah.
I'll be having that in there.
Fade to black, my guy. Fade to black.
I wouldn't want to see it either.
Nah.
Nobody wants to see that.
Nah. I think people were like fucked up back then when it came out. They were like, "What is this?"
Yeah. Just ganging up in these fucking Derry streets.
Stephen King just like, "Oh, what fantasies did I have in,
Jesus.
in primary school?"
What do you mean? He's probably just thinking, and then he saw a train go by on the train tracks.
Jesus.
Through the tunnel.
And for our last story this week, Aldous Hodge will play Alex Cross for Amazon Prime's Alex Cross series.
Fuck yeah.
So, City on a Hill, the show with Kevin Bacon, has been cancelled.
Mm.
Hasn't ended, it's been cancelled, which is a shame because there's like massive talent there. I don't know
Mhm.
about the show, I never really watched it.
I thought the show was doing well though. That's the thing.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know.
just weird that they cancel it.
Yeah, it probably wasn't doing well enough for it to get another renewal for season 4. And with that, Aldous Hodge's star is rising, so he will play Alex Cross, who is a forensic psychologist and detective for Washington PD. He is extremely focused on what he needs to do. He's a father, he's a widower, and he's searching for balance in both of his in his life as a detective and his life as a family man, looking
Mm.
for love, but the death of his wife kind of blocks that. There's 29 novels of this shit, so it's not like they're gonna run out of material unless they start fucking with the source material.
And just please start with the first book.
Yeah,
Do a terminal list. Make the first book,
yeah. And the first book is Along Came a Spider.
which is fire.
Yeah, the book is fire. Compared to what we got, the book is fire. I mean, the film, not bad. Lee Tamahori, not bad. It's all
The
right.
film is kind of terrible when you watch it again.
He wanted that spectacle big time. Didn't say in the book that there was a big old fucking car flipping all over the place chase.
Why would you spend that? Like, I think about it now at some scenes that I see. You know what I mean? And that scene would be like unbelievably expensive to do.
Yeah.
It's the stunt work, it's the CG work, it's like it's all that stuff you shoot at night, all that sort of stuff. That money could have been saved.
That's right. And also the practical components with the actors.
Yeah.
Like the actors had to be on set for the car dangling off the bridge. Mate, there's supposed to be a love story in there or seduction story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The betrayal is supposed to be hard. But anyway, anyways, if they do that, like it's a good kicking off point. But there's also prequel novels that James Patterson wrote as well.
Where Cross is still a psychiatrist.
I don't know. I don't know if he's still a psychiatrist or like his journey, I think, through the academy and whatnot. James Patterson even wrote like young adult novels of Cross's son. Yeah. So the O's like he's developed a world and a universe. Alex Cross has a partner who he calls Man Mountain, but his name is Samson.
Samson. That's my man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly over and play Samson. Pause.
But yeah, if they do it right, they can get one of the best characters that could possibly be translated really, really well onto the small screen, because I think it'd play well. Every book getting 10 hours would be fire. Be better than how they did it in the movies, that's for sure.
The source material begs for a longer what's his face time frame. Like it needs to breathe. It feels too rushed in a movie form. Even Kiss the Girls feels very rushed in a movie form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That third act in Kiss the Girls, just like there's too many pieces that just conveniently connect
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's too much.
But that's probably the best adaptation that we've received so far.
So far, yeah.
Because that Alex Cross from Tyler Perry, that wasn't doing anything.
No, it had some flourishes that were great, but just no.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Seems like Amazon's really starting to pick up on doing like longer form like shows for book adaptations now, which is kind of cool as well.
Yeah. I think that it's weird that Amazon started as a book,
Mm.
like a book site. And
Yeah.
now they're just like, now we'll just reel in all those properties.
I was
You know
actually
what's crazy is that they're going to stop selling books soon.
What?
really.
Mm.
Is it like more a push for like ebooks or just all books in general?
Just, I think their ebooks and whatnot will still go ahead. They have Audible, they own Audible, so that'll still go ahead. Just physical books, I think.
Okay.
That's wild. So Bezos just lifted that plant out, that just sliced the roots.
I mean,
Jesus.
all the mom and pop sort of bookstores and all that, they're dead
Yeah.
because of Amazon. And now
Yeah.
Amazon's essentially killing books,
Yeah.
which is wild to me.
Yeah.
Barnes and Noble's still going, but you know what's funny? Every time I hear someone say Barnes and Noble, it's because there's a Criterion sale.
That happens once a year.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a wrap on all the news.
What do you call it? Just a quick one. Getting into thoughts. 2 things I watched that I didn't put on the list. Firstly, was called I Am a Stalker on Netflix. It's that new show. Fucking this shit is weird. So it's a recounting of events where people had repeated stalker events from like a previous partner and shit like that. And they actually speak with the stalker because majority of the time they're in jail by now. Watch the first episode and the shit is fucking wild. This dude was stalking this one lady, had 3 kids with her, mind you, and then started stalking her after. And then finally he gets caught by the police, gets charged for burglary because he stole one of her knives to fucking kill her with. But then it wasn't attempted manslaughter, it was burglary just for stealing the fucking knife. And so he moves on, and then he gets with this other lady, stabs the fucking dude that she was sleeping with in the bed next to her while she was sleeping. And then finally he gets sent to fucking jail. 30 to life, but he might get out in 2034 on good behavior.
Do the Mandem do they say why they start stalking? Do
What do
they talk to them about why they started it, like what caused it?
So in the episode I watched, this one guy said he had PPD, which I forgot, it's something pervasive disorder.
Or PPD.
That dick, you know?
I'll see if I can fucking find it. I was about to write PP disorder, and I was like, that doesn't fucking work. Paranoid personality disorder, and you basically just like fucking go crazy. But his thinking moving through it was that he had an ownership over these ladies, and that's why he was so controlling like that. Or because of his condition, anyone who tried to control him, he would lash out.
That's fucking weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. But that's pretty good. There's a few more episodes that I'm going to watch as well. And the second thing, which is fucking hilarious, was Love is Blind. Been watching this shit for ages now. But it's basically like they get random people who meet and they go into these pods and then they talk to each other without being able to see each other. And then they have to make a choice on if they marry the motherfucker or not within 7 days.
Hell?
Yeah. And then they have to live together, and it's just it's literally just brewed for drama. The shit is fucking wild. I cannot believe it.
This is
Is this
why
on Netflix
relationships
as well?
Yeah, that Nick Lachey one on Netflix.
Ah, yeah.
So are they sort of doing that so they can get people for the I Am a Stalker show? That's the sort of process that they're running. Huh? Right.
Nick Lachey got the fucking connects, man.
Badly. I think contestant 7 would be perfect for you.
But what do you call it? this is the first time I've seen it with Netflix. They release 3 episodes at a time every week. So they give you 3 next week, 3 next week, 3, and it's like that.
I see these
That's-
motherfuckers episodic binging.
Mm.
That's what they're doing with GDT.
Mm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But Love is Blind, it's actually kind of fucking addictive because you just get to vent. You just fucking scream at people who can't hear you. But yeah.
Like relationships and marriages, like it's just not like they don't hold it up like in a like as a big thing anymore. You know what I mean?
It's a fucking joke now.
Yeah.
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 It's all for your entertainment. But was the show was good?
Look, it's addictive. I'm not gonna lie, because like legit, I just sit there and I'm just fucking. Because you see these people having these mad arguments, these mad discussions and DNMs, and you're like, "Fuck, this is childish shit." Like some of people's mentalities going into like this one girl was like, "I don't want a deep relationship. I just want a surface relationship that moves into a surface marriage." And I was like, "How the fuck is that gonna fucking stay like that? How are you not
Swear.
gonna fucking get intimate with your partner? Kind of
Swear
dumb
they
shit
all,
is
They
this?"
all paid actors.
I swear, man. I fucking swear. I was thinking that today when I was watching. I was like, "There's no way they set this up this perfect."
That's all it is, though.
You like the TA.
Fucking oath. Fucking T for Tristan.
Those cannot be a part of the team. It's like, I don't need to know about that. Dumbledore.
Jesus.
It's just purge. I got too much stuff in my head to like it's just too many song lyrics and all that other nonsense that I need
Yeah.
to think about any of that other bullshit. Like I need those Jay-Z lyrics. Like they're just there. Always.
But don't let it be like a what's his face, like a movie thing where they're like, "Oh, some shit happened." Because I'll listen. I'll listen to them break that down. And they're like, and then behind the scenes, the effects broke down. They're like, "Oh shit!"
Well, fuck.
Spill that, Spielberg.
I was telling Dave, I watched that Charlie Hunnam Vanity Fair fucking video
Yeah.
where he goes through all his shit. So Sons of Anarchy, like spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the shit. You know when Jax confronts Juice about Gemma killing Terra?
Yeah.
That scene. So Charlie told him, was like, "I need just fucking time to myself because I'm gonna fucking go through this shit. I'm gonna do it my way." So he fucking goes in there. Apparently, the performance he delivers is fucking unbelievable when he's there with Juice. And Peter Weller was like, "We don't need to do this again. This was fucking perfect. Like, we can just move on to the next scene." Cameraman walks up and he was like, "We're gonna need to do it again." The camera wasn't on. Yeah.
Someone got fired.
That whole crew would have got fired. Big. Everyone. Who you work for? You never work for this network again. Straight up.
I'm the guy doing his job. You must be the other guy. Oh man,
That scene kills me. Yeah,
bad.
because like before that, even that guy's like, fucking camera's in the back, man. Like, he was already trying to make excuses. Then you see the Baldwin, the bold one just go nuts was crazy. By chance, see Alec Baldwin's Instagram this week?
No.
So last week or this week, I think it was this week sometime, or maybe last week. It was the anniversary of the Rust incident.
Yeah.
Do you know he posted a picture of the chick, like filming a scene with the camera, and it was just like 1 year today.
Yeah. See, I
That
don't
is
think Baldwin should be
wild,
posting
God.
shit. Those should be staying away from it.
Hmm. I just thought about it. Like, it's just wild.
Yeah,
Because it's almost like a trophy. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
but I don't buy it. I don't buy that he's like I think it's more that he's happy that he got out from like by the skin of his teeth because of that out of court settlement, but it's like it seems fake.
Mm.
Seems like they would expect me to post something, so I'll post something so in your face. You know what I mean? That you can't mistake it for anything else. Oh man, the smoke and mirrors. The first time that we've actually self-referenced.
Yeah, that should just be the name of the episode.
All right. Do you guys watch any Cabinet of
Mm-mm.
Curiosities?
No, big dog.
Beret? So I watched episodes 2 to 4. Now,
Which was
so episode 2 was the graveyard rats. Episode 3 was like an invasion of the body snatchers type situation.
Mm.
Episode 4 was this fucking it was like this beauty product. It was like body horror.
Who directed it?
Episode 2 was Vincenzo Natali.
Yep.
Spliso.
Yep.
Episode 3 was David Pryor. And episode 4 was Anna Lily Amapour.
Yes, it was too, actually. The episode 4 they're saying was really good.
It was.
Yeah.
Now, I think over the course of the first 4, all of them are really good.
Yeah.
And they all don't tread on each other's toes.
Mm.
There's a piece of horror in here for everyone.
Yeah.
Episode 2 is like the creature feature. You know what I mean? Like they're talking about rats in a graveyard and what would happen if there was this community of rats that was basically had like underground tunnels everywhere, and it all rooted from like this almost Lovecraftian church that
Called the New York Subway.
but these like there's a curse and everything from this church and whatnot, and that's what's kind of driving the rats to gather all these bodies and shit because that's what they feed on now.
Mm.
So there's the creature feature. Episode 3 was like this sci-fi tale. It had F. Murray Abraham in it,
My man.
and he plays this coroner, this medical coroner.
Seen him in the trailer.
And he's doing all these autopsies on these guys because they think it's a bomb, but it wasn't a bomb. And it's sci-fi horror. And it's like this little alien who uses humans as hosts, but they basically like they eat everything. They eat the blood. They just drain them completely.
Like Alien.
Yeah, and they control the mind, and they can talk. Yeah, but they can keep the hosts alive even though they're dead. They can keep their minds alive, which is some wild shit because they do it so they can feed on their emotions as well. Yeah. So there was this like collapse of this mine shaft, and then this alien basically sent these 8 men to the to have an autopsy done, so it can infect the medical examiner, who's F. Murray Abraham, and take over his body. The budget spent on doing the physical effects is wild. Like you see this guy do an autopsy on himself, basically.
Fuck.
Cuts himself open, cuts the rib cage open and the chest plate, pulls that off, removes the organs, and then like you see the alien after that, which is actually really, really cool. And it's not an action heavy story, but it was fire. And the way that it kind of played out was nice. And then the 4th story was really like social commentary on like social acceptance within the workplace and just within your daily life, being an individual versus being part of the crew. Because there's this chick that wants to be part of like, you know, the girls' clique at work,
Mm.
but they don't deem her pretty enough. And the things that she does, like she hunts and does the taxidermy on like animals and stuff, and they think that's gross, so she doesn't want to do that anymore. Her husband's like, "You're perfect the way you are," so she kills him. Like all the while using this shit. Um, who's the O that played Beast and the guest? David something.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking.
You know
about.
that O? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he plays this guy on this infomercial for Aloe Glow, and he like full talks in like this German accent, but he talks directly to the chick
Mm.
and sort of gets her to buy more of this shit. And that like she's expecting like this body transformation, but she's rashing up like crazy. Her body's just rejecting it.
Mm.
And then the cream actually turns into her new body. And then
Mm.
like expands, like it throws itself in the bath and sort of expands into a lotion. She gets in it, and then she comes out and she's like this brand new person. And then she ends up being like, you know, the person at work that everyone loves and whatnot. And then at the end, like she's almost like ascending like above them all and whatnot, and she's loving it, but then she actually fucking hates it.
Wow.
The key thing in all these 4 stories is that lead always dies.
Mm.
Always. Like the shit that F. Murray Abraham does to himself before he takes on the alien is wild. Like he stabs his eardrums out, his eyes out, slits his throat. So the alien is like basically deaf, blind, and bloodless.
Yeah.
And then writes like a message on his chest. So when his friend comes in to go check on like the investigation, he'll find out. But it played out really, really mad. Like a chest.
Mm.
Cremate me or something.
No, it says don't touch me. It says burn. Yeah, it says burn me. Play the tape because he's got his medical sort of records going at the same time. He's recording it. But that's part of the chess game that he plays with the alien. It was really mad. The visuals on it, everything just played out perfectly.
You know what's funny about these stories is that it feels like they all could have been made by GDT.
Yeah.
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 It's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
But what's cool is that there's something for everyone. Like, you know how you were saying that everyone was saying that Lot 36 was the best one out of the ones that were released.
Well, not the best one, the strongest one.
Yes. But I almost think that they're all that strong, but it depends on your like which avenue in horror you like to go down.
Yeah.
Whereas like I like a little sample. You know what I mean? I like the anthologies and shit.
I just hope there isn't like a Saw type sort of episode.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah. Dan Stevens is that guy's name, by the way.
Dan Stevens. David. I was thinking like David Blaine or something. But yeah, I'm excited to check out the next 4.
When does it drop?
The next 4's out now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna watch them, but I'd be up until 7 in the morning, and I had shit.
What do you call it? You set it up perfectly then, because then people can binge on Halloween.
It's worth a binge.
Mm.
Like if you were to just like run this through on the day, fire. That's a bad.
I'll do it on the day.
Yeah. The next thing that I watched was Let the Right One In, episode 4, which was crazy because for Mark, who's Ellie's dad, he's there at the restaurant that he helped set up in this 10-year celebration, and is bringing back some of his old dishes that he kind of cooked up and created. He gets made executive chef, and he's having the maddest day. Ellie, on the other hand, is kind of, she's having a good day because she gets to go out. She's like planned this fake outing with Isaiah, and they go to this magic shop and then check out their like the old place that Ellie kind of grew up in.
Yeah.
Then on the other side, we got Pete and his sister, who she needs to do the debridement. You know, the O that like bursts into flames at the start of the show. So she needs to take all that burnt flesh off so that what's growing underneath can be basically his skin, his replacement skin.
Yeah.
So she needs to clean the whole fucking wound, which is his whole body. And I was like thinking like his dick would have burnt and she has to do that shit and that would just fucking kill me. But he's to survive that, he's got to have a painkiller. And because he's a vampire, no painkillers for vampires. So she's got to create one. So she synthesizes one, tests it on this ape, and then burns the fucking ape's arm. Kind of really felt bad for the ape.
Mm.
You shouldn't be doing that to animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your favorite cosmetic is being on an animal, for sure. But then she tries it on Nick Stahl, who's in shape, mind you. I was actually in shape. He was like full shirtless. I don't know if he was working out for this very moment.
Very good.
He's trying to turn into the real John Connor.
So yeah, the drug works on him as a human, and then by the end of the episode, she's ready to do the process on her brother as well, which is wild because it's like medicated vampire getting treated almost like surgically. It is crazy. And then the other portion of the show was in the last episode, the mother of Isaiah, who's the detective, she shot and killed this guy that was living in the sewer and who was potentially a vampire. And she goes to the funeral and she's kind of conflicted about being awarded for killing someone, more so for killing a black man. And she's like getting celebrated as his hero. And the city just doesn't get it. But the people that turn up are like part of the community for this funeral, and she ends up meeting the father of the guy that she killed, and he completely roasts her, which is completely understandable, but tells her that hey, he was going to this Narcotics Anonymous meetings like every day. He was clean for 6 months, like he wasn't on anything that. So what are you kind of telling me? And then she goes to the NA place and then finds that half of that meeting at that time, midnight, has kind of dropped off, half of them. And the guy's like usually it's like 1 or 2, you know what I mean? But this time it was half in the last 2 weeks. So something's happening on the streets. Like there's a new drug out and people are kind of getting pulled into that world. But yeah, at the end of the episode, Mark and Zeke, who's the restaurant owner and Mark's best friend, they get cornered in the office with this guy that they were kind of whining and dining at this 10-year celebration. And yeah, the guy says, "Hey, I'm actually working for my friend. I stopped you the other night, and like you need to tell me what you're doing, like sniffing around our operation because Mark's been investigating." So yeah, that's where they're at right now until next week. Just hold up in that office. But yeah, so far so good, man. Atlanta had another really strong fucking episode. This episode was called "The Goof That Sat at the Door," and it was completely set in the world of Disney, which is fucking wild. Like you wouldn't expect Donald Glover to go, "Hey, we're FX. We're owned by Disney. Let's do a parody of the making of the Goofy movie."
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Tevin Campbell show up?
No, Tevin Campbell doesn't show up. They play the song, though. They play the song. Brian McKnight shows up.
My man.
Sinbad shows up. But it's like this mockumentary about this guy that ended up being the CEO of Disney before he was found dead. And it was crazy because here's this black guy. He's the CEO of Disney. He's telling everyone to put all their resources in making the Goofy movie because that is the blackest movie that will ever exist from his perspective.
Mm.
Because it deals with a single father trying to do what's best for his child
Mm.
and not meeting the expectation of that because it's like he's struggling.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He's not going to be as cool as some of the idols that his son listens to. He's not going to be accepted by society because like they see him as a goof.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of details his rise and his fall off and whatnot. But man, it had some commentary in there
Yeah.
because like the way that they kind of talk about this guy as a black man in power was wild compared to what we did get at Disney with like white guys in charge that completely walked all over the cultural.
Mm.
Like Pocahontas got made in that time, you know what I mean? Yeah. In terms of cultural caretakers, like it was wild. But a really, really good episode. There's 10 in this season. So we've got two
Okay.
more.
You
Good.
got 2 more.
Yeah.
Very good. I didn't watch anything else but American Gigolo.
All right. We'll
This
get
week.
to the shits. So this is what seemed like this season finale.
Is it?
See, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know if it's a limited series. I don't know if it's an ongoing show.
Feels like it is just a limited series.
But then they didn't wrap
How are
up.
they gonna?
They didn't
what are they
wrap
gonna
up everything.
What do you mean?
Like who set up the whole Janet Holmes thing?
What's her face? What's her name? Olga's niece,
Isabel.
Isabel. She did that.
They did not show you. They showed you drugging him.
Yep.
But what else? You know what I mean? Like where did how did she get inside that apartment? Who did she send? Was that McGregor? Like what?
It would have been McGregor.
But that's like they make you like guess this sort of shit. Like I'm all right with assuming some things in shows, but this was way too fucking vague.
Hmm.
Like I needed just that confirmation that it was her. And then what happens with that? You know what I mean? Like where's he at? At the end of this, he's just like, I'm everywhere. You know what I mean?
He's back to being a gigolo.
See
He
that?
found his little black book with all of his clients, so he's more than likely working for himself now instead of working for Isabel.
Even that I don't get. Because he tells her, I don't want to be part of this world.
He doesn't want to be part of her world. Their world is completely different. The way Olga and her ran their shop was very different. Very, very different. I mean, they were bringing kids in to do the work.
That's right. But in terms of him like going, hey, I know what my worth is, you had no idea what, like that work was never done in the show.
No.
That's why I didn't get like, oh, here's my little black book. Like it's anticlimactic. He doesn't get the girl in the end, which was understandable. I get that. That's more realistic than if he had got the girl. There was no way Belinda was going to leave him for Colin and Stratton and leave them in the wind. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like she wasn't going to run away with him. But like he didn't at the end of that sort of come like make this breakthrough. Like if he had made a journey back to his mom's place and kind of where it all started, and actually like spoke to that woman, like the landlord, and made, I don't know, peace or
confronted her.
Yeah, confronted her. There was nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't feel like a series finale.
No, it's not a limited series. It's just that they haven't made a decision on like a second season or not because of there was misconduct on set back in early April this year. Yeah.
Jesus.
So I was just reading through before. And there was some shit that went down apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, this is what I mean, because now I'm interested. I want to hear the tea on that.
Stay tuned. I'll find more.
I was loving the show until a certain point.
I was loving the show up until I loved the first episode, loved the second episode, maybe the third too. It's after that where it just got funny.
Where it went into like the more kind of a new Julian adventure this week. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it just didn't feel as linked and telling a cohesive story that
Mm.
he was on a journey.
Yeah.
Because I would have loved to have seen him find his worth. Okay, like we're here, let's go through the shadow work in order to get to a point where he can just like, you know what's good? Letting it all go. Like walking away in the like, nah. Like he didn't need to treat Sunday like that either.
No,
Like
he
she
didn't.
might have put him away for 15 years, but she also kept that same energy. And that I respect that.
So do I.
I respect that completely. Like you don't have a conversation with someone that actually like busted her ass and gave up everything for that. They didn't like even the threads there with Sunday and her making that sort of um like reconnection with her old flame, like her old partner.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing about that.
Hmm. Her old partner that looked like she was on drugs herself.
Yeah. I didn't get that either. Um, yeah. I expected something a bit stronger for how the show started. It tackled some deep shit at the start,
Mm.
and by the end, it kind of just fizzled out like they lost direction.
It's like they lost a writer like midway
Yeah.
or something.
Maybe that's where the shit was. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Or the director or whatnot. I don't know. But yeah, I expected a lot more from the strength off the strength of that first three or four.
Yeah.
Yeah. So David Hollander, the dude who did Ray Donovan, he was the showrunner for this shit, and then he was the one who got fired. And Paramount as well as Showtime have just cut all ties with him. But apparently it wasn't anything in regards to like SA or anything like that. And then David Barr-Katz was the second in command to become the new showrunner, and he exited the series 2 weeks prior to fucking shit going down there.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't know. They were to get someone who is fucking like knows what the fuck they're doing, is willing to go into that darker territory
Mm.
if they want season 2 to be strong. Because I'm happy to give the first 3 on season 2 a go.
Yeah.
But if it's more of that same sort of like, you know, vague bullshit, keep it. I don't need it.
I don't see like where they would go.
Mm.
I fuck bitches for money and go on adventures. That's literally what it's gonna be then.
What do you call it?
I need him to confront that neighbor. It all needs to go back to where it all started.
Yeah.
Like that's where I wanted it to go by the end of this season. They could have capped it. You know what I mean? They didn't need like the ending just felt so wishy washy and yeah, fuck it. Isabel, they're cool too.
In comparison to the Richard Gere one, was there anything like left out that they probably could like do in like further seasons?
This is almost like what happens after Richard Gere's character. Because this is more like how he was at the start, and then it sort of ends with the murder.
Mm.
Or midway is the murder. He gets accused of it, and then him going to jail for prostitution instead of the murder.
Okay.
So this is like almost like the sequel.
Yeah.
I also didn't like that Belinda came to his house, fucked him, and then just like, yeah, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this whole show has been about Julian, Johnny, basically like getting abused,
Mm-hmm.
and it ended the exact same way.
Yep.
In terms of a character arc, there's nothing. It just felt weak by the end of it.
Extremely weak. I wasn't looking forward to the end of this. Like it just felt terrible.
Yeah. And when you messaged me, you hit me up like with the like it was kind of trash to be honest. I was like,
Yeah.
bullshit. No way they're ending on that sort of note. But nah.
It
I was like, this motherfucker was
He was spitting.
on point.
Do you reckon it's because of all the shit that went down on set that they just rushed it the fuck out?
Yep.
Yeah. They rushed it. They couldn't get reshoots. I mean, these are busy people.
Mm,
These are big stars, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I look at what Berthol's doing in the podcast world now as well, and
Yeah.
my God,
I've been watching some of those shorts for Real Ones, and it's fucking unbelievable.
it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That the new guy that he's got on, that LA gangbanger guy.
Richard Cabral.
Yeah, Richard Cabral. Fucking hell.
My God.
Even that one with that dude who was undercover with Hell's Angels for 2 years, that story he tells is fucking crazy as well.
Yeah. So maybe just like maybe Bernthal was like, you know what? Just let it burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's willing to walk away from it.
Like,
Like, I doubt they showed up for the reshoots and stuff like they
mm,
probably didn't even plan anything. It didn't seem like it anyways by the end.
some of the
don't know.
some of like the reviews I was reading, they were really just shitting on this fucking show as well.
I don't blame them. But it was the strength of the first 3 that really like pulled me through the next 5. And it's a
Hmm.
painful ride. Ayo. Because like it's 5 hours. Like you got 3 hours of like solid like
It was
show.
going strength to strength those first 3. Like it was
Yeah.
just getting better all the time, and then it just got stagnant.
Yeah. And it was just the performances after that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Sucks when it happens like that with the show. But
Yeah.
We'll see if they can bounce back there.
Yeah.
I doubt they will. I'm pretty sure this will just get cancelled by the end.
Yeah.
Critically, if it's slammed, no one wants to see it again.
No. It's done.
Yeah. All right. That is a wrap. You can catch us on all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like and subscribe. Check out our website, smokeandmirrorspodcast.com. Thank you, everyone that's listening out there. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to us if you subscribe. It means a lot to us if you review on Apple Podcasts or Good Pods or wherever you kind of do your pod reviews.
If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Leave a comment.
It's free, baby.
Yeah.
Sir.
Don't cost you no paper. Unless you're a motherfucking hater.
This guy.
I love that intro. That intro
Fuck
is the
yeah.
best.
But yeah, take care of yourselves out there. Big sort of well, not sort of, but big condolences out to the guys in Korea with all the shit that's gone down there as well. That's like some of the saddest shit that I've heard in a while. So I hope you guys are keeping well out there. Yeah, but love yourself and love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash your ass.
Cheerio.